In this video I will be talk about the radius, and in my previous video I was talked about the clavicle and humerus. This is radius. Radius is the lateral bone of the forearm. Lateral bone. Radius is the lateral bone of the forearm. Forearm is also called antebrachium. Why it is called antebrachium? Because our arm is called brachium and forearm is situated opposite side to the arm. That's why it is called antebrachium. This is antebrachium. So the radius is also the lateral bone of the antebrachium or forearm. Now we will talk about the features of the radius. Firstly, I will draw a diagram of the radius. This is radius. Radius has upper end. This is upper end. This is shaft, and this is lower end. Firstly, talk about the upper end. For the upper end, I will draw a diagram of the only upper end. This is the upper end of the radius. This is the upper end. Upper end has number 1. This is the head of the radius. This is head of the radius. Head of the radius is like a disc. If we see the superior side, then we will find this. Our head is looking like this. This is disc-like shape. This is disc-like shape. Disc-like. Head is disc-like. And inferior to the head, we will find this narrow part. This narrow structure is called neck. Number 2 part is the neck of the radius. Neck of the radius situated inferior to the head, and then we will go inferior to the neck. Then we will find there is a tuberosity. This tuberosity is called radial tuberosity. Radial tuberosity has anterior part which is smooth. Anterior part is smooth, and it also the posterior part is rough. If we cut at the level of tuberosity, radial tuberosity, if we cut a section at the level of tuberosity, then we will see and we will find this type of structure. This is our anterior smooth part of the radial tuberosity, and this is our posterior rough part of the radial tuberosity. This is about the head. Or after the upper end has head, neck and radial tuberosity. Radial tuberosity has anterior part which is smooth and posterior part which is rough. Now we will talk about the lower end of the radius. Lower end of the radius If we draw a lower end diagram, this is the lower end of the radius. This is the lower end of the radius. This is lower end of the radius. Lower end of the radius has 5 surfaces. This is anterior surface. This surface is our medial surface. And this is inferior surface and posterior to the inferior. If we form a dotted line, this is the posterior surface. And this is our lateral surface. This is, if we see the inferior side of the bone, suppose this is our radius, this is the inferior lower end. If we saw the inferior end, then we will find there is look like this. Inferior end of the radius, we saw the inferiorly, then those structure look like this. This is our anterior surface. This surface is anterior surface. Anterior surface is prominent. Anterior surface is prominent, and on the anterior surface can be palpated the radial artery. Easily palpated the radial artery. On the lower end of the radius, lower end of the anterior surface of the radius can be palpate the radial artery. This surface is our medial surface. Medial surface is form a notch. This is our notch. Medial surface form a notch. This notch is called ulnar notch. This is our medial surface. Medial surface form a notch. This notch is called ulnar notch. Why it is called ulnar notch? Because head of the ulna articulate with this notch. That's why it is called ulnar notch. Head of the ulna articulate with this notch. This is a ulnar notch. Head of the ulna articulate with this notch and form a inferior radioulnar joint. That's why it is called ulnar notch. This is our ulnar notch, which is situated on the medial surface of the lower end of the radius. Now, this surface is our lateral surface. This is our lateral surface. Lateral surface projected downward in comparison to medial surface, and this projected downward, this make a process. This process is called stellate process. Stellate process. This is stellate process, and this surface is our posterior surface. This is our posterior surface. Posterior surface. This is posterior surface. I will draw a diagram of the posterior surface, posterior view of the radius. This is the stellate process. This is a posterior view. Posterior view of the radius. This is our stellate process. This is our stellate process. This is our ulnar notch. Ulnar notch. This is posterior view. On the posterior view, there is our tubercle. This tubercle, which is situated on the posterior surface of the lower end of the radius. This surface is called dorsal tubercle of Lister. This tubercle is called dorsal tubercle of Lister. Why it is called dorsal? Because it is situated on the posterior side, and posterior side in the anatomical language, posterior is also called the dorsal. That's why it is called dorsal tubercle of the Lister. Lister, and also called the Lister tubercle, and it is also called the Lister tubercle. And on the posterior surface there is also two grooves. This is one groove, this is one groove, this is one groove, and this is one groove. This is four groove. Each two groove is situated on the each side of the Lister tubercle. This is the posterior surface. This is the lateral surface, which is projected downward and form a ridge, form a process. This process is called stellate process. This process is called stellate process. This is our ulnar notch, and one surface is also situated. This surface is our inferior surface. Inferior surface is articulate with the, firstly articulate with the scaphoid, and other surface is articulate with the lunate and form a wrist joint. Inferior surface, this articulate surface for the lunate, this is for the scaphoid, and form a wrist joint. Inferior surface articulate with the scaphoid and lunate. So inferior lower end has five surfaces. Number one, this is anterior surface. This surface is anterior surface, which is prominent and easily palpate the radial artery on the anterior surface of the lower end of the radius. And this surface is our medial surface. Medial surface form a notch. This notch is called ulnar notch. And this is our lateral surface. Lateral surface projected downward and form a process. This process is called stellate process. And this is our posterior surface. Posterior surface has tubercle. This is tubercle of the dorsal, tubercle of the Lister, or also called Lister tubercle. This is Lister tubercle, and these are the grooves, four grooves. And look like on the posterior surface, this side, this is the view of the posterior surface. This is the dorsal tubercle of the Lister, and this is four grooves, each two grooves situated on each side of the Lister tubercle. And this surface will see the inferiorly, we'll see the, suppose this is the bone, and we'll see the inferior side, then we will find those type of structure. And this surface is articulated with two bones. First is scaphoid and other is lunate, and form a wrist joint. This is about the lower end. Now we will talk about the shaft of the radius. Shaft of the radius. I will draw a diagram again. This is the shaft of the radius. This is shaft. If we cut at the level of shaft, if we transfer section at the level of the shaft, then we will find those type of structure. On the shaft there is three borders and three surfaces. Borders are, if we cut at the level of the shaft, if we cut a transverse section at the level of the shaft, then we will find this border is our anterior border, this is our medial border or interosseous border, medial or interosseous. Because why it is called interosseous? Because this border is situated between two bones. First is radius and the other is ulna, between two bones. That's why it is called interosseous border. Osseous means bone, inter means in between. That's why it is called interosseous border, and this border is our posterior border. Posterior border. This is first is anterior, other is interosseous, and other is third is posterior border. Our shaft has three borders: anterior border, interosseous border, and posterior border. This is our interosseous border. This border is our, and this is our anterior border or anterior oblique line. Anterior oblique line. Anterior border or anterior oblique line. This is anterior, this is, and on the posterior side, if we draw a diagram of the posterior side, this is our posterior view of the radius. This is the posterior view, posterior oblique line or posterior border. Posterior oblique line or posterior border. This is posterior border, anterior and interosseous. And now surfaces. Surfaces. This surface is our surface is present between the anterior border and interosseous border. This is anterior border and this is interosseous border. This surface is called anterior surface. Anterior surface. Anterior surface is present between the anterior border and medial or interosseous border. This is our anterior surface. And now between the anterior border and posterior border, this surface is called lateral surface. But lateral surface is present between the anterior border and posterior border. This surface is called lateral surface. This is our lateral surface present between the anterior and posterior. This is posterior, this is anterior. This surface is called lateral surface. And the surface one also present between the posterior border and medial or interosseous border. This surface is called posterior surface. This is our posterior surface. This is the posterior border and this is the anterior border. Surface is medial border, interosseous border. Surface present the posterior border and interosseous border. This surface is called posterior surface. This is posterior surface. Now this is all about the osteology of the radius part 1. And my previous videos link clavicle and humerus, which is on the description box. And if you like my work, then please like, share and subscribe my channel and share the video for the requirement student of the medical college.